Hey, people. Hey, that's something I want to talk about. You know, there's a lot of people out here in this world. Every day, people going through something. Somebody going through a struggle. Somebody, they need something. Somebody, they going through some pain. Somebody need a home. Somebody needs something. But look, there are so many people out here in this world, they doubt God every day. No, they would go and ask somebody else for help before they go and ask God for help. You know what? God is here to help us. God says in his words, if you delight yourself in me, I will give you the desire of your heart. And that very powerful. You know, there's some people out here need a home and they don't have good credit. Some people out here need a car. They don't have good credit. Some people don't have a job. But God can work all of these things out if you just believe. If you believe in God, he can do some amazing things in your life that you never thought that, hey, it would come to your life. I can speak for me. I can tell you a dream that I had. But first I want to tell you before the dream, there was a time I was looking for a house, you know, and I did found this house that I liked. Hey, I look at the house looked real nice. You know, I walked through the house, all of that. So me and my agent, we got to talking. Yeah, I like the house, I like it. But come to find out, days later, that somebody had already, you know, got the house. She didn't want to tell me because she knew that it would hurt me. But let me tell you what happened. Like I said about the dream, I was so hurt behind that house that God showed me in a dream that I was gonna get another house. And he showed me in the dream about this house. Me and my cousin were together in this dream. And I remember, hey, I'm pulling up to a long driveway. And then I pulled in the driveway, there was a big house. Nice house, big house, huge house. This in the dream. Me and my cousin got to walking around the house. You know, I'm looking. I remember saying this. I said, man, that's a big house. He said, yeah, this is a big house. And we kept on walking, and I seen a river behind the house, and I said, man, it's a river behind this house. Okay, I woke up, and I'm looking at like, what could this be? But a couple of days later, the realtor called me, and she said, let's go look at her house. I was so hurt behind the other house, I was like, hey, I don't want to look at this house. I don't want to look at no house. And she said, come on, you don't have to buy the house. Just come and look. Okay. So me and my cousin were together again. So we went and looked at the house. It never crossed my mind what God showed me in a dream where I was going to. I remember pulling up in this driveway. Hey, it's a long driveway, just like I saw in the dream, a long driveway. Still didn't pay that no attention. You know, I went up to the house, a big house. Still didn't pay that no attention. So me and my cousin and the owner of the house at the time, we started walking around the house, and my cousin, he worked for the city. At that time, he was working for the city. And he told me, he said, that's a river right over there. Look, my heart froze, because that's what God was showing me in that dream. That house I was looking at, that house wasn't nothing like the house that God blessed me with. Nothing. So what I'm trying to get to, sometimes we have so much little faith and so much doubt, and we don't believe that what God want to give us, hey, we pay that no attention because we try to work things out on our own And every time we do that, we end up failing. We fail every time. But when we put God in anything that we do, we will always be successful. And God will give us, He will give us the best of things. All of these things in this world, people call material things, but guess what? All the material things belong to God. He wants us to have the best. And God, nothing but the best. You know, back to the house, when I walked around this house, you know, I looked, and my cousin told me that the river was right there. So what I did, I laid hands on it. I prayed over the house. And I asked God, if it's His will, please let your will be done to bless me with this home. And I said, God, the price that they want for this house, please let me not pay the price they want for that. I'm telling you, what I prayed for, when I laid hand on that house, what I prayed for, listen to me. I got it. I did not pay the price for the home that I'm in. None of that. The same thing I did, like, when I go, I want a car. I lay hand on it. They asked for this price, but I lay hand on it. No, God, your will, I don't want to pay that price for this right here. Please bless it to be lower than what it is, and bless me to be able to have a cheap note that I can afford every month. Guess what? It happened. It happened. God is so real, He wants to have the best of things. All He wants to do is to come to Him and ask. Ask Him. This is what God is for. He's here to take care of us. That's what He want to do. God don't have no problem in us coming to Him. We got the problem going to God. That's where we messed up at. We can go all around the world asking people for help. When we get turned down, guess what? We look dumbfounded, we look hurt. But in reality, it's our fault. I'll tell you another thing that happened to me. I went and bought a zero turn without asking God. And you know something? I got it. I got it. And this what happened. That night, I had a dream that a man came to me. A man came to me in the dream, and he told me, he said these words. He stood in front of me and said these words. He said, hold on. Don't let go. Don't let your belly feed your soul. Just believe God in control. I knew right then I done something wrong. I went and bought that zero turn without asking God. But don't get me wrong, God have blessed me to pay for it. But I know my mistake. I recognize my mistake. You know, don't walk out without asking God anything. God gonna be there for you when everybody else is gone. Everybody. God wants us to have the best of life. God wants us to have a good time. You know what? We can have a good time without acting a fool. We can have a good time without fighting and cursing. God wants us to have a good time. That's what life all about, because one day we're gonna leave this world and no returning. And then the thing we got to think about, where are we going? Only two places you can end up going. But I know where I want to go. And I hope you want to go to the same place. It's called heaven. You know, don't be afraid to lay your hands on things and pray over it. If you want a husband, if you want a wife, hey, touch that person you with and pray over them. And ask God if that's His will for that person to be your husband, your wife. No, you put God in it, God show you some amazing things. Man, I'm so excited because I know what God done for me, and I know what God's still doing for me. And I have seen a lot of more things, people that I know what God have done for them. And that really excites me when God do things for people. I get excited for them. I don't hate on somebody that God is blessing, because God won't do no more for them that He'll do for you. God won't do no more for me that He won't do for you. But up to you to come to God. God is real. Like I say, He showed me in a dream a home 10 times better than the house I was looking at. I mean, I have witnesses that the house I was looking at that I wanted, and my heart was toward this house. I wanted it so bad. And God said, that's not for you. I got something better for you. And believe me, He gave me something better. I am so thankful. I am so grateful that God showed me in a dream what He had for me. Because I could have easily made a mistake, went out there and done something else that bought something that, hey, wasn't no good. But God gave me something that, hey, you listen to me, you believe in me, you trust me, I will do this for you. God have done so many things for me. I'm not bragging. All I'm doing is giving God the glory because it all belongs to Him. I can't take nothing with me, but I can take God with me wherever I go. I just want you all to know that, and I hope there are somebody out here in this world can watch this video and learn from this. Hey, don't doubt. Just pray over it. Ask God. Hey, ask God to come forward. Like I say, your husband, your wife, that what you looking, that what you want. Lay hand on that person. Pray over them. Y'all pray together. Hey, God, make it happen. Hey, you want a home? Hey, go look at it. If that's what you want, lay your hands on it. Hey, ask God for His will. If you want a car, a truck, hey, lay your hands on it. Ask God if it's His will. Because if you don't get it, you don't feel bad because you ask God, is it His will? Now you go out there and get it without asking God, and you have to struggle trying to make the payment, you got to struggle trying to do this, and then sometimes you might not have a job to pay for these things. But when you put God first, God gonna make sure everything work out for you. I just want you all to know that, and I hope that somebody out there, once again, can learn from this. Thanks.